side.
illustrated the profound impact health crisis
positively offer the precious opportunity to build and strengthen our capacities for early detection, prevention, and response to health emergencies as individual countries, and secondly, brought about multi-sectoral collaboration and solidarity across our borders. Ladies and gentlemen, the program we are launching today marks the beginning of a crucial journey towards the fortification of Africa's resilience against health emergencies. It is indeed a culmination into the realization of the maturity in our healthcare systems to strengthen healthcare systems, resilience, and also foster multi-sectoral preparedness and response to health crises in the African region. I take cognizance of our partners, given that this project has been made possible through partnership collaborations with the World Bank, other partner nations, countries, and regional bodies. As welcome, Madam CS. Please join me in welcoming our Cabinet Secretary. The program provides a platform for cross-border collaborations, exploiting existing synergies and tapping into the World Bank's established partnership with the countries, regional economic blocs, regional communities, development partners, and other continental institutions that focus on health, preparedness, and response. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to reaffirm Kenya's commitment to healthcare preparedness and response capacity building as part of our efforts in advancing the universal health coverage agenda as demonstrated by His Excellency the President's approval of the Health Emergency Preparedness Response and Resilience Project in Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, disease and outbreaks know no boundaries. This program hopes to update our capacity in production of human vaccines, quality control of our laboratories, and the pharmaceutical board, among others. I reiterate that together let us rise to the challenge of health emergencies with determination and work towards making the world a unified, sustainable, and resilient systems where these emergencies no longer pose a threat to the lives and livelihoods of the global communities. As I conclude, I wish to express our deep gratitude to the World Bank for their support and partnership in this endeavor. Together with our regional partners, IGAD, and the East Africa Health Community, for their commitment towards this cause, and to most sincerely thank the specific agencies within our governments, and other partners who have come in to support us and ensuring that we implement these projects within our continent. With those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, allow me then to take the program back to our moderator to lead us in this. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Honorable PS. At this juncture, I'd like to formally welcome Honorable Susan Nakumicha, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Health. Susan Nakumicha has been a great champion, not just of universal health coverage, but also local manufacturing. Welcome, Honorable Minister. It's a pleasure having you here today. All protocols being observed, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the Director General of the EPSA Health Community, Professor Joshua Dambisia, to make his remarks. Welcome, Professor. Chief guest, ensuring that we tackle them head on. And on this note, on behalf of Exeter Health community, we wish to extend our condolences to the Republic of Kenya for the loss of lives and property infrastructure that were occasioned by the recent floods. Poleni sana, but I know Kenya is resilient. We will recover, notwithstanding the heavy loss. And that is an example of the kind of issues that the World Bank hopes to assist us as a region, but individual as countries, to ensure that when we are hit by something of that nature, unexpected, out of nowhere, we are able to respond on the basis of how well prepared we are for them and to bounce back, which speaks to the resilience. COVID-19 is still fresh in our minds, and we know among the issues that made that pandemic particularly brutal in some of our countries was lack of access to essential supplies, including drugs and vaccines. So we were very delighted when the World Bank indicated that there could be support for local manufacturing within the framework of this program. Because perhaps if we had had that kind of capacities within our region, we wouldn't have had to wait in line for the rest of the world to receive the vaccines, and then they think about us. And of course, my colleagues at the other end of the supply chain noted the ironic arrival of some of these supplies a few weeks to expiry, which was counterproductive. So we are in a fairly good space, and we are quite determined to ensure that we deliver on this. The collaboration that is being forged will certainly ensure that we change the narrative within the region, just to assure the World Bank and all our other development and collaborating partners of the determination of all the teams to ensure that we give of our best. With those remarks, allow me to thank you once again for the opportunity for Exeter Health community to say something at this opening session, and especially the trust you've put in us to be part and parcel of this program. So thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Thank you very much, Professor, for your invaluable comments and emphasizing the importance of a partnership and collaboration across the region, East, Central, Southern Africa, health community. At this point, I'd like to take the opportunity to invite the head of GAD, His Excellency Wokne Gebeheyu, to give your remarks. Welcome. Thank you so much, Moderator. Your Excellency Susan Nakumicha, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Health, Republic of Kenya. Excellency Ministers from participating countries, from Federal Republic of Ethiopia, from Republic of South
Hassan, World Bank Country Director to Kenya, Somalia, Rwanda, and Uganda, Excellency Professor Yashua, other distinguished participants from African Union Commission and African CDC, UN agencies, regional and international organizations, heads of delegations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am greatly honored to join you this morning to launch this health emergency preparedness, response and resilience in multi-phase programmatic approach program in East and Southern African region. IGAD is grateful to be part of this strategic partnership as it clearly and evidently adds value to our member states' efforts to managing health emergencies and pandemics. As we convene this meeting, Your Excellency, today, the Republic of Kenya is recovering from catastrophe. Floods that left over 289 citizens lost their life and many lives and property destroyed. We condole for the loss of our brothers and sisters, to the families, the people of Kenya, for the great loss through
Nancy Wapnegebeyi, for your remarks. So we've heard from the head of the EXA, the head of IGAD. These are the regional leadership communities that are helping to coordinate the work for this project. Before I invite the head of the World Bank to give his remarks, I want to recognize the World Bank's effort to make this project happen. Specifically, I'd like to recognize the Kenya country team from the World Bank, Dr. Ayo, Dr. Chuma, Dr. Okwero, and the team from the World Bank office here in Nairobi in Kenya. Without you, this would not have been possible. So thank you very much for your effort and your commitment to make this happen. A round of applause to them. Just to mention, at one point, I spent so much time at the World Bank office, I was regarded as one of the members of the team at the World Bank. I'd like to welcome Keith Hansen, the country director of the World Bank, to make his remarks. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Susan Nakamicha, Cabinet Secretary for Health, Republic of Kenya. Honorable Harry Kintai, Principal Secretary for Health, Republic of Kenya. Honorable Euridice Borges Semedo Medeiros, Minister of Youth, Sao Tome and Principe. Honorable Pharaoh Tebebe, State Minister of Health, Ethiopia. Honorable heads of our two regional institutions who have just spoken, XAHC and IGAD. Honorable members of Parliament, and respected heads of the delegations from Burundi and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Good morning, everyone, and Karibuni Kenya. I want to thank all the delegates who have come here to spend a few days immersed in planning, learning, and the field visits for the launch of our Health Emergency Preparedness, Response, and Resilience program. These efforts are going to strengthen us not only as individual countries, but as a region more capable of dealing with public health threats that clearly know no boundaries. If the world has learned one emphatic lesson from the last few years of this century, it is that we are underprepared for the global events and threats that can derail everyday life. Recent disruptions such as the COVID-19 pandemic and extreme weather events have shown that many countries are insufficiently ready to prevent, to detect, and to respond to health emergencies. And tragically, these emergencies are picking up in frequency and intensity. And in that vein, we offer all our condolences to the loss of life from everyone affected here in Kenya by the recent rains. So we need to redouble our efforts to be prepared. Many plans and strategies at country level are outdated or unfunded. So coordination of actors at national, regional, and global levels remains a challenge. Women and girls are disproportionately left out, both of health services during health emergencies and of the opportunities to serve, to acquire knowledge and training, or simply to be heard. There's a lot of work to be done to avoid future catastrophes and minimize their impact. So as we launch this wonderful new program, we need to remember that tackling this complex agenda requires a comprehensive approach, starting with how we define the problem. Health emergencies are not limited to disease outbreaks and pandemics, but they also include the health impacts of climate change-influenced natural disasters, such as the recent floods here, shocks resulting from natural hazards, and even the growing burden of non-communicable diseases. Furthermore, we need to pay attention not only to preparedness and response to health emergencies in a broad sense, but also to resilience, which is the transformation of health systems in such a way that they can continue to function during health emergencies. One of the worst and most tragic impacts of an emergency is the avoidable death and illness caused by disruption to routine health services. We've seen this during the Ebola outbreaks in West Africa and during the COVID-19 pandemic. We've also seen severely disrupted supply chains for medicines, which highlights the need for domestic pharmaceutical and vaccine manufacturing. Finally, we need to approach issues collaboratively because the solutions do not lie in any one sector alone or in any one country. And the knowledge is not confined to any single institution. In that vein, I warmly welcome all of our development partners here today. So that's why I'm delighted that we are all here today, together, to face this challenge with the support of the Health Emergency Preparedness, Response, and Resilience Program for the countries of Eastern and Southern Africa. While the first 5 countries to join the program are represented here, we've also been faced now with strong demand for expanded participation in the program. In just a few weeks, we expect the World Bank's board to consider approving additional resources under this program so that more countries can join. The pioneering 5 countries may increase to as many as 14, judging by the expressions of interest and, of course, subject to the approval of the World Bank's board. The program directly supports the World Bank mission to end extreme poverty and boost shared prosperity on a livable planet, and it is a precursor of the proposed Global Challenge Program on enhanced health emergency prevention, preparedness, and response. So in other words, the work that you do, that you represent here today in your countries and across the entire region is critical, and the World Bank will be supporting it on a high priority basis in the years to come. But one thing that I and my colleagues are particularly proud of here is the domestic manufacturing enabled the very first work of support to increasing local manufacturing capacity for pharmaceuticals and vaccines, premised on a strong regulatory ecosystem and sound market research to support sustainable investments in this era. I strongly hope this marks the international projects. So again, thank you all so much for being here, for the work that you'll do in these days and the years to come.
Thank you, Mr. Hansen, for those remarks, for those comments.